Hello, I'm back. Sort of. Okay. My last video was a wrap-up. This video is a wrap-up.
Reports on one person already using the brand new system.
I got 8 books that I want to tell you guys about that I read it in April. It was a mediocre reading month. It wasn't my favorite, but I am really happy that I got some reading done. But the first one that I picked up in April was Heartstopper Volume 1. Finally. Everybody on BookTube, everybody on Book Twitter has been reading Heartstopper and loving it. And I definitely see why. It's a very cute story. I am not the hugest fan of romance already, but I'm not gonna lie, I really did enjoy this. I think I gave it 4 stars, and I will continue with everything because I just hear it gets better. The next book that I read was Mockingjay. Actually, I did listen to this on audio. This is a reread for me. I finally completed the trilogy again for this month. It's May for the prequel, which I'm ready for now. Like, I know there were so many read-alongs for the Hunger Games trilogy, and I kind of just picked it up one day and just started reading, and I'm ready. And this is my least favorite out of all of them, and I'm really glad that I finally got through it. I was honestly thinking about DNFing it. For some reason, I really enjoy Peeta in Mockingjay. It might sound a little bit weird, but in the other two, he's just really annoying to me. So I don't know. Maybe Peeta and Katniss, okay, yes, they can have each other, they go together, love that. But Peeta, his own self, like, he stresses me out. And I finished it at the perfect time, so that way I'm ready. The next book I did listen to on audio. I don't have a physical copy with me. What even was this? I don't remember. I don't want to remember. I think I like purposely wanted to forget what Defy Me even was or is, so I did. I'm obsessing over the Shatter Me series, and then I got to Defy Me and I was just like, what's going on and why? There was so much going on and I felt like it was so unnecessary, and people on BookTube have said that and I didn't listen, because usually when a book is disliked a lot, I tend to end up loving those books. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna love it. I like the series, I love the series, but Defy Me was something else, like, entirely. So I don't know. I gave that 2 stars, and I'm ready for Imagine Me, which hopefully I'll be starting soon. The next book I read was classic childhood book, and that was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is where my love of horror and scary stuff started. I'm pretty sure either this or Goosebumps. I don't know which one came first. It just took me back. Like, it took me back, and I loved it when I was younger. I can't say the same now, but a lot of the stories just took me back, and I remembered most of them, and it was still a good time, but it was just like really cringy now that I'm older and like reading it. The next book I read was also a horror. It has to do with vampires, or a vampire, but it is A Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. This is by Grady Hendrix, and if you know anything else by Grady Hendrix, you might know Horror Store or My Best Friend's Exorcism, which I also read last month, so I might as well just mention them together. For some reason, I thought it was gonna be kind of hard to read. This was really easy to read, as in, like, it was really just hard to put down. This takes place in the same town as My Best Friend's Exorcism, and it's not like a sequel and you don't need to read one book to know the other, but I thought that was really cool because he does mention that in the beginning of this one. This book is about moms in a close-knit southern town where everybody tells each other everything, all the gossip, like Big Little Lies kind of thing, but not as much drama. I never read Big Little Lies. I watched the show, really love the show, so if you're into that, you might like this. However, don't go into this thinking about tons of crazy vampire stuff. After reading Horror Store, I thought it would be a little bit more, but it was very like subtle, and I really liked that. I do think that a lot of people might find this boring and like not their style, and I completely understand why, but for me it was really hard to put down. I still didn't even say what it was about. It's about a book club, and a new guy comes into town, and he's obviously like strange and mysterious. These creepy things start happening. He's really friendly and everything, and the main character, I think her name's Patricia, she doesn't feel right. She doesn't feel right around him, doesn't feel like she wants her kids around him. and she starts basically investigating on who she thinks this guy could be or what he is. And it's very obvious, like it gives it away in the title, like it's no secret, like it tells you. The other women in the book club just don't believe her, and their husbands are trying to silence them. And there are a lot of topics in here that everybody can easily talk about for days, which was another reason that this book was really enjoyable. I just think it's a really good book. But my favorite is Horror Store. That is my top favorite. And I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to My Best Friend's Exorcism, which is probably right now my least favorite. This has been a lot of people's favorite book of his, I think. And when I read it, I just didn't get the same feeling, but I did like it. Obviously, it's about two best friends, and one of them has an exorcism. Again, it tells you right in the title. Love this cover, but the book unfortunately wasn't my favorite, and I gave this one 3 stars. I think I gave Horror Store like 5 stars though. That was really good. The next 2 audiobooks, I'll just mention them together. I listened to The Selection and The Elite, and it's dystopian, which is one of my favorite things to read. I was planning to pick this up at some point, but since everybody is picking it up and rereading it, I thought I would pick it up too. And it was available on my Libby app, so I did listen to The Selection, and I actually really enjoyed it. That type of book is right up my alley, just because it is dystopian, and it does have that romance in it, it's about romance, which is very rare for me to read a lot of. But I was really into it. When I was listening to it, I was really into it. Basically, a bunch of girls get picked to marry the prince, and he basically picks one. It's definitely like you're watching a reality show, because in the book, people, like the world is actually watching them as a reality show, seeing who ends up marrying the prince. But I did really enjoy The Selection. The Elite, not so much. The Selection, I gave 4 stars. Elite, I gave 3. And I think I would continue it, just not right now. I think those are all the books that I read. Not a very good description on all of them, so I'm sorry. Like, this is not new for me. I failed my owls, by the way. I failed my owls. Heartstopper, I read for my owls. Mockingjay, I read for my owl. Scary Stories, one book I have like 50 pages left. I'll just show you guys. It's Dreamfall, which I thought I would love. Let me just, okay, I have like this much left. Can you see that? That would have been an April read right there. Okay, but let me tell you guys about this book, since I'm basically almost done. So we have a group of teenagers who have insomnia or other like sleeping issues. They are so desperate to try to get good sleep in their life that they become part of a treatment as beta testers. Like, they're a beta group, so they're all at this clinic, and when they go under, like, to do this studying testing that these doctors are there for, they get stuck in a dream state, and we are in their dreams, and they are nightmares. Like, it's their nightmares, and it's going from like each of their nightmares. And I just thought that was like the most amazing thing. I'm really torn on like what to think about this book. If you have read this, like, let me know what you think, because I'm actually really torn on what to think about this. Like, right now I'm more interested in one of the characters. I think her name is Jamie. She's not part of this group, but she's on the outside. She's just like helping the doctors for like credit hours or something for school. She is like trying to figure out what's really going on, and the doctors are basically just trying not to get in trouble that these kids won't wake up because their parents are sitting outside. I enjoy her very, very short chapters, but the other ones are just going from like nightmare to nightmare, trying to figure out how to get out, how they got there. They don't have any memory of what happened before they got there. And I don't know, that kind of thing just really, 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 really intrigues me. I think I will finish this one this month, since I only have a few more pages left. And then I will move on to the second book, which is Never Wake, which also has a really cool cover. Anyways, that's my wrap up for April. I hope you guys enjoyed that mess, but I'll see you guys in my next video, hopefully really, really soon. Bye.